Everybody, how's it going? So, I wanted to do a quick overview of my new kayak. This is a Seaward Tyee XLC. XLC stands for extra large cockpit. Okay, so let me show you what I've done to it since I've gotten it. The line here, the handle, and it was like this, just about here, had bungees going here. I really don't like that setup, so I took the bungees off. It just makes it cleaner, and I prefer a single line, so I tied it off. It comes with a tow line that wraps around here. I took that off. I'm never going to use it. Okay, so that's gone. The hatch supports here, they come with huge bungees like this. I took it off. I don't need that. Where I kayak, it's calm water. I just put thin ones. It just looks cleaner. That's just my preference. I had the company install 2 rescue handles here. I like that. It really works well for me. So we tried this weekend. It works fantastic. I had the compass, the Ritchie compass installed. I love that. I put the drain for my bilge pump, electronic bilge pump. It's right here in the front. I was going to do it in the back, but when edging the boat, it can go underwater and fill with water. There, it works perfectly. I tested it on the weekend. It works beautifully. Now hit C here. Let's go in the cockpit. I don't know if you can see in there. What that is on the ground, it's keel guard. It's 4-inch strips of keel guard. I put it down where my heels are, just to protect the fiberglass, and it works fantastic. No scuffs, no nothing. Look at the size of this cockpit. It's 18 by 37. Look, I'm a big guy, but it works beautifully. It's perfect to get in and out. Lots of room. It's a little higher than my last boat. I love it. Fantastic, fantastic. Also, speaking of keel guard, I don't know if you can see it here, but if you look at the front of the boat underneath, let me tilt it. I installed just a 2-foot strip. The reason being is when I bring the boat in the house, the front of the boat is always down like this on the ground, so I'm going to damage it, so I put that on just to protect the front end, and it seems to work great. I was able to put my sponge there next to the seat. My, what's it called? My hand pump is there. Behind here, behind the seat, is my paddle float. And also at the bottom, see that? Is my electronic bilge pump. And also the wire goes through, I can't think of what it's called. Anyways, it goes through the bulkhead, and the switch to activate it is right here, mounted flush in the bulkhead. That's that. When Seawards get shipped, they have the up and down haul lines, one on one side, one on the other side of the boat, to bring it up and down with a cleat right here. Look, I didn't want the cleat. I found it's just a cleaner look. And I wanted my up and down hauls on one side of the boat. So they did that for me. It works perfectly. And I'll show you what I did in the back to arrange it so it's nice and smooth. I put these pads here. This is also keel guard, 4-inch strips. Put them here because this is where my paddles actually, when they go in the paddle thing right there, paddle holder, God, I'm tongue-tied today. The paddles sit here so I don't scratch the boat. And also this one right here is when my paddle goes under here for my paddle float rescue, it sits right on here so I don't scratch the boat. I had them install this for me. It actually comes with its own rescue straps. They have like a quick release, but the problem is I've had boats with that and it breaks. Every time I pull on it, it breaks. I'm a big guy, I'm 300 pounds. So when I pull, trust me, I got big arms. I'll rip it right off, and that's how I did last time. So I had them install me a set on this boat. But when they install them, they put like a little 1/2-inch one or 3/4 inch. This is 1 inch, really thick. It's double sewn up. It's not going anywhere, so it's really heavy duty, and it's not going to break. The crisscross lines, I had them not install them. I just put one here where my paddles go underneath just to hold them down. Also, I don't know if you can see it, deck lines here. When the boat initially comes, the deck lines finish there. So if you have to grab something in the back, you're actually grabbing on the bungees or something else. So I had them bring my deck lines, rescue lines, all the way to the front here. So I have access to them. So if I'm grabbing here, I have access to it. This is nothing, just to get the kayak in and out of the house. It's a tow hook. Let's go further out in the back. It's my paddle britches. They're actually tie wrapped on because I'm never going to take them off. They're going to stay there. This is basically the same setup as in the front. It was actually like this. It was a little further. I had 2 bungees that would go to the back. I didn't like it, so I made it really short and right here. It doesn't bother me at all. I like it like that. Now, for the back of the boat. This, the way it's set up, it actually rubs on the steering line. That's my own fault, because I asked for this, and they did exactly for what I asked. It has nothing to do with Seaward, it's for me. So what I did, I took a piece of clear tubing. This comes from a model airplane, just snapped it over the line, so there's no friction with these if it does rub. Like, it just barely passes. But I figured I'll have some sort of protection, and this will protect my lines if ever. It seems to work really good. It works really, really nice. Now, if you look at the way the boat is, see the way it's leaning to one side? Look how easy it is, just by moving it. So what that means, it's got a V-shaped hull. I've never paddled a boat with a V-shaped hull before. My last one had a round hull, like a very curved hull to the bottom. So I found it was very stable. I didn't know how this one was going to be reacting. It's my first time on the water this year. I ordered this boat in January. I just received it a couple of days ago. We're now May 30th. I received it like 3 or 4 days ago. So it went out yesterday for the first time. When I got into it, it was extremely tippy for me. But look, that's me. I haven't paddled since last October when I put my other boat away. I sold it in January and I purchased this one. So that's also on me. It has nothing to do with the boat, the quality of the boat, or anything like that. When I got on the water, I even told my buddies I was with, it feels very, very tippy. The first thing I did is I jumped in the water, did some self-rescues, heel hooks to get in with a paddle float, just to be sure I could still get in the boat. Because this is, if you look at the boat, let me just put my foot here. This is significantly higher than what I had before. My other boat came up to about here, this height. This one's a good 2-3 inches higher. So I found it's harder for me to get into it. But with a paddle float, heel hook, I got into it. I did it 2-3 times and it worked perfectly. I got in, I was able to rescue myself. I had a bunch of people around me and no problem whatsoever. But once you get in the water, you start paddling it. I paddled it for about an hour and a half. I was getting used to it. It became less tippy. My hips started moving again. It's like, I think I'm just rusty. That's all it is. But besides that, I love the boat. It's amazing. It's 17 feet long. This thing holds so much gear. I haven't loaded my gear yet. We're leaving this weekend on a trip, so I haven't loaded anything into it. But my God, you could throw a couple of bodies in this thing. It's humongous. And so we're gonna see. I got 2 big IKEA bags full of gear. My last boat, it just fit in. I think this one should be no issue. My friends are even joking about that. They're gonna load all the gear into my boat, and I'm gonna carry all their gear for them. I don't think so, but anyways, that's that. So besides that, I really love this boat. Another modification I had them do to the boat was the cockpit combing. I had them really reinforce it because, like I said, look, I'm a big guy. So Steve from Seaward, what he says, what rescue do you do the most? So I said, either pull myself up on this thing or I do a heel hook. So they completely reinforced all this under here. It is solid. Look, I picked the boat up by this a few times, no issue. I've already crawled on the back deck here, no issue. No creaking, no cracking, no nothing. Now, what would be nice for a boat like this? Because the cockpit is longer here in the front. It's about 4 inches further out, which is, look, I love it. It's fantastic. The seat is super comfortable. My other boat, my leg would fall asleep after like 10, 15 minutes. I was out for an hour and a half yesterday, after almost 9 months not paddling. Nothing, not an itch in my leg, nothing. It was beautiful. I'm so happy. I'm glad I got this seat. I put it with a back band. I didn't like the other part. I prefer those. Now, what would be nice on a boat like this? You see a lot of boats, like my buddies, their other sea kayaks they have hatches right here in the front because there's no day hatch. It would be nice to have a day hatch, but if you're not going to put a day hatch, there's so much room under this cockpit here. It would not hurt to put a hatch here. Make this flatter, make the whole deck here a little bit flatter, and put a nice round hatch here. It would be amazing. I think it would work really well, and it would go good with this boat because you could put such a big hatch here. I tried putting a deck bag, but the only problem is the deck bag, it hits the compass or it sits over the compass because it's too long. So it doesn't work for me. So I'm kind of screwed. I have to put something either behind the seat or find a different way to carry stuff. But listen, I really, really love this boat. I've only had it for a couple of days. I paddled it one time. I have no regrets buying this. Look, they're not cheap, but you get what you pay for. You really do. They're amazing, amazing, amazing boats. Oh, just to show you how I have this set up here. You saw the pump. Well, if you look underneath here, you see the hose coming here. So you go in there, and that's where the exit is, right there. You don't even feel it. It's not even on your legs, nothing. It's all tied up underneath. See that? It's got the sea dog pedals where you have bracing in the front, and then you can steer with your toes in there. And if you look where my feet are, look how much room I have in front. I can put another dry bag, I can put my dry suit, I can put food, water, whatever I want in there for my expedition. So lots and lots of room. Love this, love this. If you're gonna buy a boat and you're a bigger guy, buy this. Oh, and you can also get the option, I didn't take it, but you can have this cockpit rim 3/4 of an inch even higher. So if you got really big legs, you can have this even higher. But for my needs, I didn't need to. This is just perfect for me. So anyways, guys, Seaward, they make amazing, amazing kayaks. They'll ship it anywhere in the world. You know, give them a call if you're looking for something. I dealt directly with Steve, and they did an amazing job. I love the color. I kept it pure, you know, just white and red with a red stripe. I didn't want anything too fancy. I got so many compliments out on the beach with it yesterday. It's such a beautiful boat. Anyways, guys, listen, it's been nice talking with you. Take care, and I'll post more videos as I get used to my boat. Take care. Bye now.